What's up, guys, and welcome back to Project Time Garage. Back on our Project Trash Finder here. Went to the junkyard, made a pretty good score, got all kinds of different pieces and parts for the interior. Check this out, pretty much an entire interior. Front seats, rear seats, of course all the rear seats aren't pictured, some of them are over there. Right down to the carpet in the rear area. I got 40 door panels for it, and I actually got a steering column too that's not pictured. I bought a steering column because I really need a bunch of pieces and parts off of it. It was easier to do that than it was to piece it and part it in the yard. 75 bucks for a whole steering column, including steering wheel and everything. Good deal for me. Everything here cost me about 300 bucks for the seats, for the steering column, for a bunch of other little pieces and parts for other vehicles. So we got a deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean these seats up, put them on a steam cleaner and a carpet extractor. We're gonna clean them up. We're gonna get the interior out of this car, all of it, strip it down. Oh, I bought a door too. Forgot to tell you that. I bought a driver's door, complete driver's door, everything, window, mirror, the whole 9 yards. And the reason I got that is because the driver's door lock on this truck is having some problems. I don't think it's the right actual mechanism on the back of the lock. So we're gonna try to fix that while we're at it too. Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna get the interior out of this thing, get it all cleaned up. I'm gonna try to go ahead and extract the best I can the carpets with a carpet extractor, and get these seats cleaned up and get the whole interior changed over. Should make a humongous difference on this truck. So anyway, let's get started with this and see what we can do. Also, I'd like to remind you guys that the very best cure out there for ingrown toenails is subscribing to my channel. I mean, it'll at least take your mind off the pain while you're watching some cool videos. Subscription button down there in the corner. So make sure you click on that, subscribe. And hey, if you like the video, consider giving me a thumbs up. That kind of interaction actually helps my videos a ton. It helps my channel overall. So appreciate it if you do that. Anyway, since this project's not gonna do itself, we may as well. Let's start with the seats. We'll do the passenger seat first. 4 bolts, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. On the rear, we've just got these little covers that pop up. Bolt underneath. Bolt here. Slide the seat forward. Lean it forward. Pull it right out. Onto the passenger side. For our back seats, we've got covers. Oh look, this one's already out. Somebody beat me to that one. Look, there's one of the covers that came off the back seat. Maybe the other one's in here somewhere too. Unhook our seat belts. Really nifty idea, having those hooks there to hook your seat belts up, keep them from falling under the seat. Way to go. All right, the seat backs have bolts on the floor. These are all the same bolts, they look like. Next thing we're going to try to do is get all these tow hooks out of the floor without destroying them. Somebody's already pre-destroyed that one for us. We'll work on that in a second. Boy, they have rounded that sucker completely out. You're supposed to be using a big bit like this. Everybody that tries to do stuff like this, they just grab their regular screwdriver, cram it in there, and proceed to just destroy it. That's okay. That's why there are vice grips in the world. I wonder how many more of these are going to be like that. Rusty. I'm sure the rest will be super easy and just fall right out. Nothing to it but to do it right. Both of these are pre-chewed on. We'll see. Oh, that one's good. Be this one, they're not. Nope, good deal. Good deal. All right, next thing we're going to take off is going to be this rear sill plate here. It's got these little plastic retainers with the little plastic screw things in the center. Theory is the screw part just unscrews, but it looks like, again, somebody has beat me to these, and they are pre-ruined. That usually comes from somebody unscrewing them, and then when they get ready to put them back together, as opposed to screwing them back in, they just jam them home. Strips the threads out. Big fun. But that's all right. Get under here and give a little bit of resistance, and hopefully it'll work out. Except it won't. So we'll be popping the panels with a panel popper. All right, let's get the spare, or the jack and jack components out of the way. Not that there's a jack in here, but I did score a jack from the junkyard, so that's a good thing. Fuel pump access. Thank you for doing that. All right, and we have some screws on the back side of the seats here. Now that we can get that carpet back. Now these seats are going to be attached by this carpet. I think I'm going to pull all these out and detach the carpet from one of these, just to make it easier to deal with. They're just Christmas trees. And of course there's 3 screws up here on the top. This carpet is so bleached out up here, I don't expect this to do much. I've got a steam cleaner too, but you know, really, you're not going to bring the color back to this. This is just sun fade, basically. At least it'll be cleaner though. This is pine sol and water. Good disinfectant. I'm just going to hose down everything back here and then just wipe it down. Truck doesn't have any smells in it, but I feel better doing this than not doing this. If you like content like this, why not consider giving me a thumbs up down there? Maybe even click the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. I had footage of doing this other side, but the GoPro decided that it would do a SD card error right in the middle of the recording. Lost 2 pretty good clips there. Kind of getting a little bit put off with GoPro. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. I mean, I'm using really good cards, like extremely good cards, and I have a collection of cards that you probably wouldn't believe, and I've got all kinds. I've tried everything, and it seems like almost every time I do a long video, I get at least one card error. Sometimes I'll lose one file, sometimes the whole card just goes inaccessible. So what it forces me to do is about every 45 minutes or so, or basically every time I change a battery, I go ahead and offload all my content. Shouldn't have to do that. Anybody else out there got any better suggestions for really small portable cameras? I'm all ears. I've got a Panasonic Lumix, which is a fantastic camera. It just doesn't lend itself so well to these little tight quarters and stuff. More of a big tripod camera, you know. But I would think I'm getting kind of interested in getting away from GoPro until they get their act together, so to speak. Hey, that is the wrong one. Looks like I get to do these things exactly like the last people did, just slam them home because threads are gone. These ashtrays, they just have a screw in the center of them. Need to unscrew our lock knob. Some of these things do not want to pop loose. Those pop off. A couple of big screws here for your door pulls. And at that point, should be able to just work it up and off the door. Okay, the front panels are a little bit different. You have to start off by popping this little, I know it's so dark, you got to start off by popping this little thing here out, and that will show you the screw down there. I don't like these things at all. I don't like them at all. So hard to deal with. So easy to break. Oh, gosh. Just know that they're easy to break. Thank goodness I've not done it yet. Oh yeah, and on this this armrest, once you get that bolt out, pull it back and lift up, it comes out. Aside from that, 3 bolts right there, 3 screws right there. I don't recommend putting those back in with an impact. Everything else is just panel popper tool. All right, once you have them all out, oh yeah, can't forget your door lock knob. That must go. Once you get that all loose, it's just pull out and up, and it just unhooks. All right. All right, let me jump over and knock out the other 2 door panels since you've already seen it on this side, and then we'll jump back and show you the finished product. So stand by a minute. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this project. So there's a lot more coming on this, not just the interior. You know, like I said earlier, we're going to look at making this thing like a really respectable extra vehicle around the house for anybody who wants to go somewhere. So part of that is going to end up being, you know, fixing all these little things that are wrong with it. I think I'm personally just going to find every cosmetic blemish it has and just fix it slowly over time. You know, some of the upcoming videos that we're going to have on this are going to be, you know, painting all the things that are ugly, taking care of that spare tire rack back there. It's all gross. Painting these wiper arms, painting the trim around the windshield. I got a really nifty spare tire cover that looks OE for it. I still haven't unpackaged it yet. It's laying over there on my bench. That'll probably be one of the next episodes on this thing. Also, I have all the weather strip that goes around the glass, the glass channel runs and the window felts and all that stuff to go on here. So that'll be an episode probably in and of itself. Mentioned that I got a driver's door while I was in the junkyard. So at some point we're going to probably take that door and paint it and, you know, put it on the truck. And let's see, we're probably going to grab another fender just because I'm OCD and just can't stand it. Probably end up grabbing another fender from a junkyard now that we know where a bunch of these are. In the junkyard I got these parts from. They have plenty of these. Gonna look for a new front bumper and just, you know, little things like that. So anyway, plenty more to come on this. If you like this content here on this WD21 Pathfinder, then you definitely want to subscribe and stick around. A lot more of it coming. Now, that being said, I tend to hop around some in my videos. I don't serially work a project from beginning to end because there are so many breakpoints and stuff in between. So I tend to have my content kind of float around a little bit. So we'll do an episode or two on this, episode or two on like the 521 Datsun, some stuff on the Starion, the Shelby GLHS, you know, my F250, my F350, just like that. It kind of helps keep things fresh, right? Yeah, I guess that's it. So, you know, guys, like I said earlier, if you like this stuff, give me a thumbs up down there. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about us. And guys, I'll see you next time.